Welcome to Joidala Fashion Guide. You want to know how to make this beautiful top with a shirt sleeve? Then continue watching this video to the end. Welcome back to Joidala Fashion Guide. I am G Joy. In today's video, we are going to be drafting a top with a shirt sleeve. In one of my videos, I drafted a short sleeve, but I didn't really differentiate between the front armhole and the back armhole. So someone asked me a question, so that is why I'm doing this video. I'm going to be using this lining as my fabric. I'll be using this piece for the back, for the sleeve, and then I'll be using this for the top. This is the front part of the sleeve and this is the back part. So the front is longer than the back part, as you can see. Okay, but I'm going to be drafting both of them together. So first of all, you want to pin both of them so that they don't shift. I'm not going to be adding this zipper allowance to this illustration class. The purpose is just to know how to fix the sleeve. So I won't mark out any zipper allowance. So I just pin the two so the fabric don't keep moving. These are the measurements that I'm going to be working with. The shoulder is 14. I'm working with a shoulder of 14, a neck of 3 inches by 4, a bust of 34, a waist of 26, and then the length of the top. This is the length of the top. Okay, so I'll just take this as the length of my top. I will tell you the other measurements you're working with when we want to draft the shape. So first of all, I'll just draft like a basic sleeve here. Shoulder is 14 divided by 2. That is 7.5. It is 7 plus 0.5 inch seam allowance. And then the neck we want to have is 3 inches. The neck width is 3 inches. And then we have our armhole, our shoulder slope, sorry. Connect that to the neck. The front neckline, I'll take 3 inches by 4. And then for the back, I'll take 3 inches by 6. The back is deeper, so what I'm going to do is just to mark out the front armhole first. So mark out the neckline that you want. Any neckline of choice. I'm not going to be imputing that since it's just an illustrative class. My major emphasis is on the sleeve. The armhole depth is 7 inches. The bust is 34. The armhole depth is 7 inches. I hope you know how to calculate armhole depth. You can use the formula. Bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So this is the armhole depth. And then on this line, I'll take the bust circumference divided by 4. The bust is 34. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. So I mark my 8.5 here. And then this same line that I have here, 8 inches, I just mark it here so that I can have a straight line. I hope we all know how to draft a basic bodice pattern. So I'll take the midpoint. I want to differentiate between the front armhole and the back armhole. This is for the back armhole. For the front armhole, I will go in by ½ inch. I'll connect that. I'll connect the back first. This is for the back. And then this is for the front. The shoulder to bust point is 10 inches. So I impute, this is the bust line, then I'll take here as the hem of the top, which is also the waistline. So the bust circumference, like I said before, is 8.5. And then the waist 26, which is 6.5. 6.5. Let's connect it. This is the back piece. I will impute the waist, which is 6.5 here. To make the front pattern to be equal with the back, you just put in the bust dart. From this line, you come down by 2 inches and connect towards this side. So let's assume that we have placed our, assuming you mark out the darts here. This is to help us to take care of this so that it can be the same with the back pattern. You see that by the time you take the dart, it will not be the same with the back pattern. So I'm going to be adding seam allowance of 1 inch. Cut out this pattern. So cut this first. I'll separate them now and recut the front armhole. Remember that the back, you said the back and neck depth, this was by 4, this one will be by 6. So I'll add 2 inches and connect it to this point. So this is our back pattern and this is our front pattern. So that is all for the top. Go straight now to the sleeve. I'm using this for the sleeve. For the sleeve, we need the around armhole. The around armhole is 13. The sleeve length is 6, and then the sleeve round is 10. You are going to be drafting a shirt like this, but she's smaller than this. To know what to fold, your armhole circumference divided by 2 plus seam allowance. And this is for 2 sleeve. I will separate it later. Let me cut it together first. Around armhole is 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. we have 6.5 here, and then we added 1 inch allowance. And then the cap height, we need a cap height for this with the same measurement. So let me check the cap height we used before. Hope we also know how to calculate cap height. Here was 3.75. Mark out the cap height, 3.75. The same cap height. This is our cap height. Then we impute the armhole, around armhole, divided by 2. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. Then you connect the straight line from here to here. To this corner here. So the next thing to do is to get the midpoint. To get the midpoint, you simply place your tip like this and fold your tip. This is the midpoint. You also get the midpoint of here and here. Remember, these are our midpoint. Then in this place you fold it again. You fold it again. What you get, you also put it this way. So I'm going to be drafting the back armhole first. Okay, to do that, of course, this is where the sleeve will just go through. To go through here, to go through here, through this middle, and then come down to this place. But for the back armhole, you know, the back, if you check the armhole depth, or the armhole, if you check the armhole depth for the back and the front, there is a difference. This one is deeper than this, but both of them curve the same way. So what you are going to do is that on this place, I'll come down on this midpoint. I'll come down by 1/4 inch instead of just drawing it straight. Instead of just drawing it straight like this. Instead of just using it straight, you can see that here is not straight, it is curvy. So to achieve that curve, I'll come down by 0.25, which is 1/4. And then for the front armhole, I can come down by 3/4 or half to differentiate it. You can use your free hand like this and then like this to meet this point. So this will be for the back armhole, or you can also use your French curve. And then for this point, you just take it like this. So, instead of just using the straight. So the armhole depth is 8.5. So let's see if we have 8.5. So you see, 8.5. So what we do is that we'll cut this out and then mark where the back armhole is going to pass, the front armhole. This one is for the back. You indicate where the front, from here you can come down by ½ inch, so that the front will go through this place. The front will go through here. So you can see that there's a difference. This one is for the front armhole, while this is for the back. So when you want to cut the pattern, don't cut the down like I did here. Instead, cut out only use the back to cut it out first. Okay, then the sleeve round here is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. The same 1 inch that we have here, I'll also put it here. So I'm going to cut now. So take note when you want to cut. This is where the back is. So this is what I mean. So this is now, you see that this is different from this. So it is this part now that the people take as is straight, but it's not really that straight. You still have the curve. So what you do to now cut the front part, you now open up your sleeve. You open up your sleeve like this, and then you recut this front part of the armhole. So that we don't miss it up, let me label here as back. Inside is also back. Okay, pin it together so that it doesn't keep moving, and then you now cut out the front. So this is what we have. So you can see that this one is not deep, this one is up. So that is the difference between the back and the front. So you notch the midpoint here. So if you also measure this part, you also have 8.5. This is 8.5, and then the 1 inch seam allowance. So the next thing is that we are going to sew. Please take note of this correction. When you want to mark the bust dart, from the bust line, this is the bust line, this is the chest line. From the bust line, you come down by 2 inches and mark your slant. So I've corrected it. From the bust, come down by 2 inches. Okay, not from the chest line. So I'm using white thread for the purpose of this tutorial, but when you are sewing your own, please use matching thread. I've sewn in the bust dart. See, it does not make the front and the back equal. I've also sewn the shoulder. So the next thing now is to use the bust measurement and the waist measurement, impute it, and then join the side. After joining the side, I'll show you what it looks like before we fix the sleeve. So we want to join the side. Before you join the side, what you should do is to take the measurement of the armhole length. Remember that when we were cutting our pattern, we did not add any seam allowance to this place. We just use the exact, which was 8.5, and we got here and left 1 inch as the allowance. So if you are cutting your own fabric, okay, don't make that mistake. After cutting the pattern, leave ½ inch seam allowance. Okay, so that instead of me to sew here, I would have sewed on that seam allowance, and in that case you will not need to alter this place. Okay, you just use it direct from here, from the beginning. You will leave extra, that means there will be your seam allowance will come through here, so that by the time you measure, you have your 8.5. but nevertheless, what you should do after joining your allowance, after joining your shoulder, okay, before you join the side, from this place measure the armhole length. The armhole length for this is 8.5. so you just measure, take your tape, measure it 8.5. measure where you have 8.5, mark it. Also measure on the other side, then measure the waist, connect that point to it. So I'm going to be sewing, I'll be joining here and joining here. I'll join that and show you. And then on the sleeve, I've notched where we are going to sew. This is also 8.5 from here. This is 8.5. We also sew here and here, stitch here. We'll do same for this as well. So I'll quickly stitch that now, and then I'll show you how to place the sleeve on the top. So this is what we have so far. We have joined the sleeve. Okay, you can see that the front, this is the front, this is the back. This is the front, this is the back. So both of them should kind of mirror each other. So this is for this side, this is for this side. So what you are going to do is that this is the right side. You open it. This is, you open it like this. Take the sleeve. You see, this is the front side. You will put it inside, like this. You put it inside, and then this place you notch is the middle. You pin it to this place. Okay, then you also make sure that this side corresponds to this side. Okay, you also pin. Of course, this place you fold it in like this. Okay, you also fold here in like this, like this. Then you match here to this place, match it to the other side, and use a pin to secure it. Okay, so this cap height, when you are joining it, so this is to be like. So on this part, if you find something like this, what you should do is that just use your scissors to retrim it again, to retrim it a little. Just use your scissors to retrim it a little. You see that? Then you also pin this side. So this is the back. So when if you see that the back is not fitting in well, just take your scissors and retrim again. So that was why I said when you are sewing, that is when you really do your trimming. Then this cap height, just retrim it as well. It's this part. You see, so it has fit in. Can you see that? So I'll repeat it for the same side and sew it and show you. So let me just quickly show you this part. As you are sewing, you'll be removing your pin as you are going. As you go along, you'll be taking out your pins. So I'm through with the other side. This is the second side of the sleeve. So when you want sewing, just make sure that both of them are together like this. And then you sew. Remove your pin as you go along. So you see, this place must align with this place. Look at the other side. This place must also align. So I put it on the mannequin now for us to see. So this is our top. You can see the bust dart. So this is our small top with shirt sleeve. So we have come to the end of this video. I hope you find this video helpful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I remain G Joy. I'll see you again in another video. Bye for now.